ngiyibona le 3D ngiyibona le 3D ini 3D lena bro ichannel secular motion
ngiyachawula hayi ngathi wesuka videographer manje
next indoda now mawushaya ikhathi all the time ushaya amavideo
yeah phela ngithi ngiyivideographer mina mina phela ngiyivideographer vele ayasika zeng plays
people abangagundi barber shop right I don't understand what's in there. Because it's very important to have like a barber that's gonna make sure that they do their way to the finish.
Balekele, ube isikisi man.
Bonjour.
Ay.
Manje,
wasimi manje na manje lezi. Yabona videographer yami.
No, la phela uthi bekumnyama benganageza. So like yeah. So the problem was when we took pictures, they were not as elegant as the other.
LoadShedding.
Yeah, LoadShedding. See, LoadShedding is killing us like every day. Every day.
You can't LoadShedding.
Even this one is dark. See.
Uyabona bezobantshwe kanjani labo bese bantshwe ngamene lights.
Uvela ngazo uvela ngathi emnyama.
Wena uyisikisi nasho in the dark.
Darkness, but like it's really a problem that the darkness. Can you imagine how many things get affected now that the darkness? Yeah, a lot of things. And come to think of it, in general, the economy as a whole, it's collapsing. Due to the and the thing is, it happens random.
Yeah, it's like
straight. Tomorrow I'm on 6. So you're trying to schedule balance, but you can never catch up.
And if I fact you tata umkhondo this time, then you tata
so like we are getting affected, but I'm not going to say much. This will kill him. So yeah, we're just
for change.
Imagine.
Some people change. Some people no change, but they want change.
For change.
Imagine. So exactly. So you see how it happens.
Yeah.
So firstly, it's just LoadShedding.
Yeah.
But do they know that appliances like get affected big time? Appliances like they die every day.
That's bad.
They explode every day. Last time I lost my computer with their files in the TV. It's simply because the electricity came back. Yeah. I was not in the house. They took it when I was not in the house.
That's why you need a search plug, my friend.
What?
A search plug.
A search plug. You sell search plugs?
Yes, a search plug.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard about those. I've heard about search plugs.
Okay.
But at the same time,
search plug.
Okay, search plug basically prevents. Yeah, it's the one that prevents the from
because yeah.
So this isn't those stuff.
Sibongani is it 100%? Do they work 100%?
Yeah. They do the job
Kufaya wala, yeah, so not to pomel or not to pomel your thing.
So if you find a Jesa Feliz or no, say
yeah. So what's your Sunday?
Yeah, today it's a Sunday, so everybody is well to yeah. But it takes me to the point to emphasize appliances die. So it's not just appliances at some time, like equipment for business. Yeah. So imagine the unemployment rate is high. At the same time, those who are starting small businesses that use equipment that they bought with their last money. Yeah. Imagine you bought it with your last money and but
like your business.
You bet to unemployed.
Like your business. From A to Z. Your business still case from A to Z. Not as a photographer, but lighting. From A to Z.
Job is kuluma is to see how it is now. Even if you're a photographer, you have
me as a photographer in US, I'm not good at it.
isithombe sakusimnyama.
You see now. so you're not gonna pay me for I have to take you a nice photo.
Pay for the time. Pay for the time. Don't pay me, okay? Don't pay me for the picture, okay? Pay me for the time.
This pay me out. This pay me out. I think I'm already unemployed due to Utsukeswambile. That's from the government. That's the government's fault, not my fault. So at least pay me now.
What is a person? What is a person now? Umuntu vele iclient vele ngikunama ukuthi cheap for time. Most of the time now you full time because you know you're fellow trading, right?
Yeah, but
so
now,
me somebody today what you call
the Becca, I'll also tell you something about those as well. They are not good for appliances.
Really?
Yeah, I think they are just good for those emergency situations like lighting. You can use it, but it depends. It depends. Last time you see, I think you have to get a proper engineer that knows how to fix generators and operate them, so that they set the nice volts for you there. Because maybe you bought the one that's adjusted to supply for the whole house, and you just put your appliances, your computer and stuff like that. They will get burned. I have an experience with that. Like I lost most of my stuff using a generator.
Losing my light.
It gets burned and you are dunking a loss again. So it's a huge loss. You see this electricity thing? No lie, it's a huge loss.
Uthi generator uthi win. Paul the generator loss.
The generator ends in loss. You use the money to buy the generator.
It's a loss.
Generators are expensive. Very expensive. And then
too many losses.
Wait a minute. Fuel. It's too expensive. Yeah. So you're still dunking a loss. My man, like if you waste time, like you're not doing anything just because there's no electricity, you have no backup. Time is being wasted.
My name is 17.
I don't know.
18 rand.
Yeah,
18 rand the litre. My man. Hey.
So many losses.
This is a very difficult situation. At least if things use the water, like our bodies.
It's 16. 15 is it's 15 and 19. Hey man, I boom them.
Yeah, I think it's 15.
So isebenza masobolo ukuthi
hey baba, that's mad. Hey baba, imali. Yabona ukuthi i-government is controlling imali ukuthi le yani. And each and every product that you buy, 15%. Imagine ukuthi makubhizi like down. Bonke labantu bakhipha lama 15%.
You remember
it's like government. Yeah, so about special for together.
So but
oh man, like do you remember this scandal, this example? The case of that guy who stole 10 cents each and every one.
Yeah.
That guy did one of the most powerful heists ever. Yeah. And he's just stealing 10 cents. And 14% to 15% of the VAT. Sometimes it's not 10%. It's not 10 cents. That guy used to steal 10 cents and he made like tons of money. So the government is stealing more than 10 cents from each and everyone who's shopping. Not the one who have money in their accounts, but everybody who shop with somebody. Some people get paper and envelope. They will pay VAT.
Exactly.
So even if you are not like that guy who stole from each and everyone who has an account, the government is stealing money. These people. They are doing a heist live. You see, a broadcasted heist.
That's why.
It's a legitimate heist. It's a constitutionalized heist.
Yeah.
It's a formal heist. It's a live heist.
It's a legal heist.
It's illegal heist. You can't take action.
It's so fucking dumb and stupid to hear an old man saying he's going to investigate himself. Really, bruh?
How the fuck are you gonna do that?
You just stole money, and when we ask about the money, you say, we're gonna make an investigation.
We're gonna launch it.
It's an investigation. Really, bruh?
Who they?
For a while. Look at that. Look at that.
Low shading.
You be like low shading now. You low shaded on me. This guy low shaded on me. Yeah, speak about LoadShedding.
It's dark.
So it is what it is, my man.
Yeah.
So these guys are like, I think they are dismally failing to even act. Jesus Christ! At least if they were good at acting, maybe not just fool us. But now, like, if you can't even fool a kid, these guys can't even fool kids, bro. The way they are doing it. How can one minister move from a certain department to another department, from another department to another department? I'm talking an old man that should be retired already. There was this one person on interview asking this question, and it set on my mind. How can you predict the future you're not going to be part of?
Exactly.
How can you prepare for it, like, efficiently? You see, by next week, you know, you're not gonna be here. You're not gonna prepare like me, who's gonna be here. You know, if you know next week you're not coming back here, you're not gonna be caring about, did I put the spray correctly? Did I put that in the place? You're not gonna. So if you know that you're not gonna be there in the next 10 years, like that, then you're not gonna be as conscious as I, because I know in the next 40 years I'll be here and I'll be facing the consequences of the things that are particularly taking place. So if you are creating a debt now, when you are gone, I'll have to be left to pay that debt. And the problem is, what I see is that we keep on getting colonized over and over again. Because right now, like anybody who will be insisting, let's say 10 years to come from now, now it's more than like 200 million Mkondo alone that has a debt on electricity bills. Imagine 200 million Mkondo alone. So South Africa as a whole, they say they're owing ESCOM. So what's going to happen is the debt will be more than like billions, trillions, no, 100 trillion. Now you are a president, we elect you as a young leader, and we'll be like, yo, it's time for change, you know, we put you on there, and you don't have the other trillion. And they say, this boy is now, you know, want to be president and stuff like that, and he wants to do these things and these things. So in order for him to do these things, he must pay us our money. So do you have money to pay us? No, I don't have that money. So my man, Kundwang from Beijing has that money to pay for you, only if you give him a check. So in order for him to balance the country and particularly supporting it, helping it out of the debt, is by taking over. Once they took over, there's no reverse. That's how the Boers did it. That's how the whites did it. Like,
that's how the Chinese
they came through. They created some sort of debts, and that we couldn't pay back. And in return, you have to give me whatever you have. That's what it is. That's how they win.
Keep him again.
That's how they win. It's so fucked up. Imagine, bruh. And even today, these major, like, you see, I'm not going to mention the companies that are dealing with these things, but there are certain companies that are dealing with credit reviews and stuff like that, credit reports. Banks are giving credit to people and stuff like that. And these credits, they are not credits that are actually there to help people. These credits are there to trap people. They have to create a debt. That's why they allow you to get to a point whereby they know that you cannot survive.
Blacklisted.
Blacklisting and stuff like that. It's because you have to stay owing them. That's if they have power on you. As long as you are owing them. So if you don't owe them anything, you are powerful. So that's why I say in South Africa, we would rather remain broke, we would rather remain poor than to look rich knowing we're in debt.
Exactly.
Because even now, people, you see people, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. If you know how to financially manage your stuff correctly, you are at a good goal, because every time you buy something too expensive but you need it now, you can use an installment. But that installment has to be at least maybe just 10% of your income in general. So people usually pay installments to patar installment with the whole salary. So now it doesn't balance. So if you pay installment with the whole salary, you are owing these people a lot. And they will be catching you forever for the rest of your life. That's how a person holds power over you. You have to not be able to pay them back, and they will tell you what they need from you. So there's a lot of cars, a lot of houses that are not being owned by people, practically owned by banks, it's practically owned by companies, practically owned by people who give loans. But you can use it in the meantime since you say you can be able to pay me. But the day you will not be able to pay me, I will tell you, I'm taking it. So our land is at risk.
Very.
It was at risk even way before.
It's gone.
It was at risk even way before. It's long gone, man.
It's a matter of, are we giving them the chance to be doing whatever they want to, forcing them out? Because now they can just force us out. Yo,
already.
Yeah, and tell us that we
can wake up the next day and be told that South Africa is no longer South Africa.
Sold.
It's Kwanja Mlimba.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah, we can do it.
What can we do? Who came up with the word Mzansi? Who decided that this is Mzansi? Yeah, I know it has a meaning. I know it has a meaning. It means south and stuff like that. But somebody came up with that name and it got established and it became formal and now it's formal for Mzansi. So the next day they could change it.
Yeah, exactly.
Peter Tiff wasn't Peter Tiff before.
Yeah.
It was another place, it became Peter Tiff and now it's Nkodo. What if in the next 50 years it won't be Nkodo?
Yeah.
If in South Africa, maybe so you have one next day to you are no longer Zwane or you are no longer Boche.
You are put your
You are
back.
in danger.
Put your back.
In order for you to be recognized as a citizen, you need to push it. If it could be constitutionalized, because what matters is if they pass a certain law, we are shikiled into the constitution, and once it becomes there, yaba lapaya. It's more than powerful because if you do not follow it,
you're breaking the
you are breaking the law.
Aish.
So that's how I'm saying they are doing a legitimate heist because they are using the same system to steal the money. For instance, they have to get arrested. For instance, like police forces, most of them, let's not care. Most of the police departments, SAPS, task force, this private task force, my man, the dome of them all is the government. So technically, if I'm a metro, if I'm an SAPS, I'm getting paid by the government. So that is my boss.
Yeah.
So I have to go and arrest my boss.
How can you arrest my boss? Who's gonna pay me? The next morning,
no, the thing is they tricked us into believing that certain forces independent, like IEC for instance. They are fooling us, it's not independent. This thing is just like a dome, it's like I don't know how can I explain it, maybe make a different example. But I don't know, it's like you see soccer, the soccer department, I would say, what do they call it? Sports, and then there's soccer, and then there's teams, and then there's players, and then there's reserves. There's that's how it happens about. So sports is the government. Sports is the government. You can never be a player and say you are not participating in sports.
Exactly.
So you can't be a police officer and say I'm independent, I can arrest anybody. Whoever's above you is the one you're gonna serve. Is how it works. I think it's the law system or system of law. How it works. It's just the way it is. So it's gonna be hard even to change it. They've been working over this for more than 400 years for it to be like this. So to change it, it can't be overnight. It can't be overnight. We can play a certain role as this generation, and the next generation. That's how the change is gonna come about. But for us to get everything back
now,
is like in a period of a decade. I'm not being negative. I'm not being submissive or fearful. I don't fear anything. But I just have to admit, this is solid.
I'm afraid of the government.
Okay, that's the thing. See, that's the thing. They created almost everything.
Even fear itself.
Even fear. So we fear them because they are capable of doing whatever to you. Right now you go to the municipality, you say you need funding and stuff like that. They say, we saw a podcast of you influencing other people to not vote because you say the government is like this, the government now you want help from how? So I mustn't speak what I see and what I observe and what I have literally simply because I hear that I might get lots of opportunities. The opportunities I'm complaining about. So I can't get them because I'm complaining about them. I'm not even getting them normal too. I'm complaining. Even if when I'm quiet, I don't get these opportunities. So if I speak up, you can't make me think I should fear that I'm not gonna get those opportunities. Yeah, because what happens is I went last time to ask for Inwata Amaspal. I found out that they were selling it already.
Selling what?
Yeah. Okay. Somebody tried to explain it to me, but it was a blunt meaning. I just couldn't be narrow and straight. So what happens is I just took up the money because I did the letter. Took up the money. They told me to go to another office where I would sign the letter and move with it. I got to the other office. I sat down. I said I'm here with the letter. I will provide the slip. The receipt they gave me from the next office. Yeah. So this guy asked me, "Who's your what cousin?" I said, "I don't know."
What is it done for me?
My man. Okay, I understand, but I don't.
I will tell you if I
got it. I'm not saying people should go there with the mentality maybe of provoking them and stuff like that. But to me it was unnecessary, so I became like verbally violent. I just told them what it is. Like, am I getting the letter because I'm a South African citizen or because I know some people here? I don't have to know you for you to sign the letter. It's your job. If you come to the barber shop, you say you want to have a haircut. Do you know Kelvin? Do you know Machine?
Yeah.
Do you know my camera? Do you know my photographer? I say, who's that? I say, you want me to give you a card and take a picture of you, but you don't know my photographer? Like, that's stupid. Mapix But it just didn't make sense to me. A bunch of old ass people there at the offices. It was like 6 of them. They called another one from another office and they were like, "Hey, come in here, There's this guy. Hey, guy, repeat what you just said." Now I repeated. I said, "It is stupid for you to ask me, Uguti, I have to know somebody here in order for me to get services from you. Something that you wake up and get paid for every month. You're not doing me a favor, you are doing your job." So I was like, really, bruh? Really? That's how corrupt everything is. That's how corrupt everything is. And I think we need to be more like concerned about the young ones that are growing. I've heard so many opinions and complaints about Ama 2000 and stuff like that. And okay.
I tell you about 2000.
Peck. I want to ask you something. I want to ask you something. No, it's not a controversial question.
It comes to my 2000, you're going to ask me about 2000?
No, listen.
Come on,
What the how we are there?
Maybe the other pack. There's 2 of us.
No, the question I want to ask.
Okay, no,
it's not a criticizing question. It's not a typical question. What do you think? Okay. Currently, the current system is not working for us. Didn't work for our aunts. Didn't work for our older brothers and sisters. Didn't work for our grandmothers and fathers. So, which system can we introduce? I could practically emphasize on maybe. Let's focus on business because it's a capitalizing situation. To play a role in the economy. So, which system can you introduce? And we have NYDAs, we have whatever business sets out and stuff like that. What is it that maybe you could probably do that could help these 2000s to gain focus and capitalize, so that in the near future, what they could probably be investing into now, the system indima engayidlala kule particular era yabo nale innovation yokuqala ama-business thizeni, and the way we start the business, the way we operate them, and stuff like that. Like, what is it that you think we can do as the current, because manje we are the older ones, we are the parents now. So I knew he thought I would ask about the party. We're gonna come to that one, because that's the controversial one.
Anyway, so I'm not sure what we can do, but Lento from I wouldn't blame about 2000. So we failed to hold the team. So I'm pretty sure now.
But now I feel like we are accountable. Since we now realize that's a wasted time is better than wasted everything. So if we use this time, because we still have like a time to build our future, so in the process of building our future, masses figure out to our future, what could the generation rip off from us as I could probably say, put it in a way of compensation for the negligence we did of not getting this thing to not fall down. Until now we have to be accountable, since it's our mistake that it has fallen down to them. We couldn't control it. Now what is it that we can do to try and maybe make a correction on that particular thing?
It's not a matter what we can do, but in what we can say to them, because it doing falls to them now, since since the generations it's there, 21st century now, since it doesn't it doing they have to act. That's what I'm saying.
But what about us?
So what we should do is advise. We can put an advisor.
That's my point already. Like for instance, I used to get mad as a teenager. You have to realize that there's a certain point where you kickstart maturity. But there's a period before maturity where you do dumb stuff, where you don't understand when people are telling you. Me, on my teenage stage, they used to give me a lot of advices. Some I don't even remember because I was not attentive. If they told me those advices when I was already matured, they were going to work better for me. So what I'm saying is, we like to look at demonstrations than explanations. So that's why I'm concerned about what we can do, because that will influence them better than just telling them. Our parents were probably getting advices. Like I'm saying, the same system wasn't working for them. Like they were telling us to get educated, do this and that. If you're telling me, hey, I must be a doctor, and what are you?
So
this old man looking at me walking down the street. I'm carrying my son.
Apparently you're saying first
that's why I said business, because business everybody is welcome. Unlike other departments where you have to get a certain key in order for you to play media. If you want to start a business, let me say so, if you want to start a business tomorrow, you can start a business. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's an easy way out, but you can employ yourself like this. In business, you just employ yourself like this. I know a person who used to sell houses, and he didn't have any house. Do you know about that method they use, real estate agents and stuff like that? Yes, you start a company that's selling houses. So you're looking for people who are selling houses. And people who want to buy houses. And if this person says the house is 4,000, you say to the buyer, the house is 6.5. So 1,500 is a profit. That's how they do it. So you get money without even having capitalization. It's only here. So that's why I use the business other than something that you have to maybe they say training or stuff like training. I think is part of making it practical. So in business, if you say you decide that you're doing it, you don't have to apply anywhere. Just then along the process you can choose to educate yourself. No fucking cell phones. then you just do it.
Yeah.
You just do it.
So my method which can help you man to it's like that we're living in a world of 5G, living in a world of internet. Social media.
That's the only way.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube is one of the best because you can do anything from there. There's that thing that you do. Promote it, TikTok and stuff. Yeah, TikTok is working, but let it not influence it in a bad way. Say focus on things that estate or something. Let's do our thing here.
Yeah.
Showcase our talent here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like us, we sing it. Here's YouTube back to the man who's on the chat every time. Maybe if we can create maybe a center for those things, it's a free access, free Wi-Fi, everything, and then they can take along to those things that they like. Focusing
that's a very touchy subject. It's a very touchy subject because remember that these online platforms where you upload your content, they do pay. Some people have like stable careers out of this, especially YouTube. Your machinists, your packs, So yeah, it's a career. So they could build careers out of that. So it's not just maybe something that keeps their mind busy, but it's something that they can make a living from. And obviously, unemployment rates is high. It's like balance is a little bit. Yeah. That's a very like touchy subject.
Because like as it is like Tina, Saz which is it as I could have left differently but we in the same time. Takule makaya so funeka usebenza ukuze kube nesinto takule. So in those ways abazali besithiche basithiche ukuthi usunekwazi ukuthi uphane in an honest way. He made sure we to get do money in an honest way. But you make him money. So as a person you must know today I have multiple streams of income in the team. Yes, besides the team, okay, I'm still at school. I said, okay, I'm going to shit, that shit, because we're not coming, that's all I'm call them and I'm going to please, I look, please. I'll last me to be mine. The team will bad. Keep it weak, man. Like, we didn't understand those things. So, because some of them, I've been able to get one situation, you can't blame the situation. So, those things, yes, valid. When then, as I said, we get this care, and then they're still thinking the same thing. Okay, now, 10, 19. Now, if we independent, and then you go to college or go to university or we are but then you start to realize how is this money coming from? Like yambonu babu ya hambe ya ku yambonu mami ya ku kuma etu so be and safe papa na etu so be and sure when you feel landing udla khona lo it's starting to eat you up yambonu cutie. So for the thing on my underwear, hey, when I put man,
it's okay.
It's okay. You carry it, so you carry it, so sometimes you carry it, so for my allowance. Yeah, I'm very rich.
So you're in the net. The pause.
Like something useless, like
Yeah, I take little konka.
yeah, I take little kuzane from
I take little konka.
I'll take 1.9. Each of them
phone number shoot guys.
I'll fit the long
And
time.
the phone number shoot come on.
I will turn it, we'll take it. I will turn it.
Hey, ngoba ne-pressure nayo yalimazana i-standards kulala abazali wena ngokuthi manje sofuna ukwazi ukuthi ngumuntu wamanakhe.
That's why I was saying it's a very heavy situation to think about the influence. Because that's what we are trying to fight. The system of influence. Probably that's what we could begin with. The system of influence. We can influence one another. We can influence older people. We can influence the younger generation. Because these people, they simply look at what's cool.
What's happening?
If Ogia Konka, it's cool. Then I should do whatever. Go to Konka and do it. As a male, I want to be the Bentley guys, about the Dragon guys, and then if I'm a girl, I have to be the ladies that are there to
Lay up here at last.
So this thing is killing, is mentally killing whoever is not what's happening there.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I'm not gonna lie, because right now maybe people I'm making an example. I don't know the exact price. I don't follow up. So I think it's in the 15 $15. I'm making an example.
15,000.
No master of pronunciation.
15,000.
Let's say 15,000. I said to get 15,000. Happy?
32.
Okay. I said to get 32,000.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as a male, I'm working. I say I'm earning 15,000 a month, and then I'm saving for like 4 months. So I have now more than 30,000.